If you want to cry, watch this anime. Hi friends, welcome to today's video. My name is Izzy, and today I wanted to talk about To Your Eternity. For the record, for any of my returning subscribers, I'm still watching anime, I just haven't been reviewing them. But just know, more videos are coming. I have a new camera and everything, so more videos are coming. Because it's taken me so long to upload an actual anime video, let's cut to the chase. A quick summary of To Your Eternity. From the creator of A Silent Voice, the story is about an immortal orb that transforms into different things in its environment. It starts off as a rock, and then moves its way to a wolf, and then the wolf's companion, a young boy. We've followed this immortal orb's journey as it observes the mortal world around it. Before I started watching the first episode, I had to think a little bit about whether or not I wanted to start it, because if you know A Silent Voice, it makes you cry, and I didn't know if I wanted to put myself through that, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't, but then I decided to do it anyway, and I'm really glad I did. The shows that I enjoy watching are usually more emotional, so anything that kind of pulls at your heartstrings is definitely right up my alley. I really enjoy that kind of stuff, so I knew that I was gonna like this show. I just didn't know how incredibly heart-wrenching it was gonna be. Episode 1 was so good. Probably the best first episode of an anime I've seen in a long time. I'm sure I'm not the only person who felt this feeling of despair while watching the first episode especially. This show depicts death and the cycle of life, and even in the case of the orb, the idea of rebirth really well. There's a lot of pain, there's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of death. There are shows that I watch to just purely escape life for 30 minutes. And then there are shows like this one that makes me sit in my mortality and contemplate life. Both are needed because we need balance in life, but I have to say that I truly appreciate shows like this that makes me think about something bigger. So as I'm recording this video, there's only been 3 episodes that have released. I know that by the time I upload this, there will be way more episodes. In episode 1, it shares a story of the wolf and the boy and how the orb learns lessons through the wolf and then eventually the boy. The first episode was really heartbreaking to me as we watch this boy longing for freedom and family and is stuck in this vast unknown snowy world that he struggles to survive in. And seeing his resilience was so emotional and powerful all at the same time. It made me so sad thinking about how isolated this little boy is by himself with his wolf and how important animals are to humans. I have such a bias when it comes to white, fluffy, dog-like animals. They always make me think of my dog Casper. This anime makes me feel all sorts of emotions. I don't really come out of this show feeling giddy and happy ever, which I think is the point. If anything, I come out of this with an achy heart and maybe a little warmth of hopefulness. I think that the first episode ended in exactly the way I would expect it to end, given the kind of anime this is. I'm gonna group episode 2 and 3 together just because they are a continuation of each other. I love that in the second episode, the immortal creature who has now become, at this point, a human, has a cycle of death and rebirth and death and rebirth. There's a line in the very beginning of episode 2 where they say, "Pain promotes growth." I love that they show that the creature learning and understanding pain and the world that he's in, he grows. And even times when he's literally dying in one form and coming back as another, those are really interesting symbolic meanings of pain, rebirth, and transformation. For episode 2 and 3, I have one word to describe it: sacrifice. I enjoyed episode 2 and 3 a lot. They were very different from episode 1, but still kind of carried the same tone to it. I have a quote here that the ominous narrator said in the beginning of the episode. The quote says, "To this object, death is but a change in state." Like, did the Dalai Lama write that or something?
So therefore, the death is something like change
I feel like this anime is trying to teach me death and the meaning of death through this immortal creature. It's so good. With every death of a character, the orb becomes in some ways connected to the mortal being that it takes on, getting attached to them, and they become a part of its journey. In episode 2, we are introduced to a lively, rambunctious little girl who dreams about growing up, and then her dreams are cut short because she finds out that she is a human sacrifice. The idea of a human sacrifice is really disturbing to me, especially if it's a kid. It disturbed me seeing this energetic, lively, beautiful little girl having her life taken from her for these horrific reasons. They did a really great job with this little girl. They did a great job animating her. They did a great job making her feel like human, like a real child. In a lot of anime shows, I find that little kids can come off a little flatter, so they'll have a bit of a stereotypical, like, really cute, cutesy kind of child thing, or just kind of annoying. And this girl felt like I knew her, that I actually know a little girl just like her. And the way that this section ends is not predictable at all. I very much enjoyed how it ended. Through it all, despite living in such a cruel world, she's still her sweet self. And then she would express her fear and sadness at night. They did a great job with this character. The second episode, in comparison to the first episode, is different in vibe, in energy. It felt less depressing, but still had this weight to it. But in all of these episodes, there's definitely a lot of pain, but they present themselves in different ways. I'm super fascinated with what they're gonna do with the rest of the show and how they're gonna paint this feeling of pain, because I'm sure it's going to continue on, considering that the narrator said pain is growth. I'm sure there's going to be so many more episodes where pain is focused. I really like that the creature as a human didn't pick up human mannerisms really quickly. What I found really cool was that the orb's humanity increases as it learns lessons through the people that it meets and observes. As he meets these different characters, they are connected to him in very specific ways. All are likable or interesting in their own way. So final thoughts about this anime. Do I recommend it? Yeah, it's so good. I have a feeling it's gonna be my favorite anime of this season. And that says a lot because Fruits Basket is happening right now. From beautiful animation, music, writing, and acting, everything flowed seamlessly. They've practically perfected the balance of telling moving stories without overwhelming the audience with too much information. This is quite a hard anime to tackle, so big props to the crew for working on this. They're doing a really great job so far. This anime speaks to the human spirit, our will to survive, to fight, to love, to dream. Here's a fun fact about the manga artist. She compares To Your Eternity to A Silent Voice, and she said while A Silent Voice focuses on characters in the present confronting their past, To Your Eternity focuses on the future, which I can totally see that for both A Silent Voice and To Your Eternity. If you haven't watched this anime, prepare yourself to potentially cry a lot, or at least feel certain feelings. So I want to know what your thoughts are about this show. If you've watched it, what are your thoughts about it? If you haven't watched it, are you going to? If you're a manga reader, how are you feeling about this adaptation? Any other things that you want to say, feel free to leave them in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, it would help me out if you gave this a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Voiceover Izzy here from the future, who's actually caught up with all of the episodes so far, so I'm way past episode 3 right now. Just wanted to say I still approve of this anime many episodes later.